Michael Schaffer's on the line. He's the editorial director over at The New Republic. NewRepublic.com is the website. And if you don't read The New Republic, you should check it out. Michael, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
So, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Bad guy? Santa, bad guy?
He's not a bad guy, but that song, you know, I've young kids, so I hear them singing it. And that song is a terrible, terrible song. Think about what it says. Like, there's this guy, right, this little reindeer. He looks funny. There's nothing actually wrong with him. It's not like he can't fly or anything, but he is, because he's got a red nose, they tease him and they exclude him. They won't let him play in the reindeer games. And then after he proves that he is useful, they're like, it's cool, we love you, you're going to go down in history. And I actually think that's pretty horrible. And it kind of, as a song, it sort of winds up spoiling the whole story. So,
because it's a story about bullying a guy who's different.
Well, yeah, and you're like, if Santa's so great, why is he putting up with this?
Yeah, but on the other hand, Rudolph kind of transcends the bullying. I mean, you've got people like Bill Gates who appears to have Asperger's. I think Norm Legend in his book Diagnosing Jefferson makes a very, very strong case that Thomas Jefferson had Asperger's. People on the autistic spectrum who no doubt suffered a lot of bullying and exclusion through their childhood years, who ended up rising above it. Isn't, in a way, the Rudolph story the story of rising above the mediocre masses who would make fun of you and discovering your own inner brilliance?
Oh, totally. And there's nothing wrong with that, except that in this particular song, the people who are doing the bullying, it's not like they ever apologize. We're supposed to think Santa's a great guy, and I don't. It's sort of like saying, "Hey, kids, like you should get bullied because it'll make you stronger."
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's. I mean, I'm obviously being facetious about the song.
No, I understand that, but I think it's sometimes our stories.
I don't actually think it's like it's cool. If it was about Rudolph being bullied by some strangers who go down in infamy, and then he triumphs, like that's kind of every happy story ever.
Well, stories are the way that cultures transmit values. And so stories actually are important. The story of the little boy who cried wolf. This is a value that we transmit in our society. The story of the little boy who said that the emperor had no clothes. These are ways, and in pre-literate societies, that's pretty much in the entire way that values get transmitted. In our literate societies, we still transmit values by stories. And in a way, one of the subtexts of this story is that Rudolph's maladaptation, or his difference, his uniqueness, was not of value until it was of functional value, economic value, let's say. He could pull the sleigh, or he could guide the sleigh, because Santa was such a cheapskate, he didn't want to buy a headlight.
Right.
Am I making sense here?
Yeah, exactly. And that people, they ought to accept people for who they are, and it turns out they accept him for who he is only after who he is turns out to be useful to them, when they should have got a headlight in the first place. And those other reindeer, I mean, it's not like fog is unheard of on Christmas. What's wrong with them? They're doing all this practicing in the reindeer games, and they can't practice orienteering their way in the dark? Come on, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Get with it.
And you also write that St. Nick's continued status as CEO of the world's largest gift delivery operation highlights a more modern capitalist flaw, the self-perpetuation of irresponsible elites.
Right. So he's got like billions of dollars of toys to deliver. Right. This is an enormous logistical feat, and to not plan for poor weather seems like a very irresponsible thing to do. It's like Rumsfeld. He kept getting to keep his job despite all evidence that there was this sort of irresponsible planning that had gone on.
Oh, but freedom's messy,
Well, yeah, it's Christmas, right?
Right. So Santa failed to plan for fog, and thus he needed Rudolph.
Right. And I think anyone who consults a meteorologist would know that fog actually is sort of it's been known to happen on Christmas.
Yeah. So okay, you're doing this tongue in cheek, and yet I think that there's an interesting message here. What, other than sensitizing people to it, would you suggest we do?
Do about what?
About the fact that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is the story of bullying and capitalism run amok.
I don't think anything. I mean, I think like other than sort of being aware that our songs have sort of funny meanings.
There you go. I think the Cinderella story is, it's a story that perpetuates the oppression of women. I mean, consider that story. Her only value was her looks, and the gift was a guy, right? The prince and all that kind of stuff. So I think our stories are important, and we do need to call them out. Michael Schaffer, hang on just a second.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 866-987-THOM.
That guy steps on me every day. Michael Schaffer, Editorial Director at The New Republic, newrepublic.com. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.